Welcome to SwillinGrog's Wonderful World of Beer. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Founders Double Trouble, 9.4% alcohol by volume, brewed and bottled by the Founders Brewing Company of Grand Rapids, Michigan, in the United States of America. Now, I actually stumbled upon this only yesterday at the brew house in Brisbane, along with another Founders brew, the Breakfast Stout, that I'll be reviewing real soon, no doubt. I've never seen any Founders brews in Australia before, so yeah, it was quite exciting to stumble upon this, and I think it's been a while since I've actually reviewed any IPA. So yeah, let's get stuck into it, I say. Alright, and it is an occasion that does call for the lovely Spiegelau tulip glass as well. So let's crack this open and get stuck into it. Alright. Not seeing any smoke there. Alright, but I'll give it a nice... Oh, actually, the smoke just appeared then. Alright, so I'm going to give it a nice gentle pour into this tulip glass. Okay. Actually, at this stage, I'll give it a bit of a swirl. I presume it's bottle conditioned. Alright. Let's get it all out of there. Okay. Now, time to make an assessment of the appearance, and what a lovely appearance it is. It's, well, what you could call a very, you know, hazy, you know, golden orange colour, with about just a little under a finger of, you know, bright white head. Gee whiz, it looks really good, I must say. Alright, well, the appearance is certainly an enticing one. Let's see what the aroma's like. Alright, and you know, straight away, you know, I'm getting like you know, a whole load of you know, citrus there, you know, pine needles, and you know, some tropical fruit. Probably what I was you know, really expecting, you know, from you know, this a brew of this style, but yeah, it's really pleasant. Anyway, that does compel me to want to dive into this. So yes, we have arrived at the most important part of the review, the taste test. So a huge cheers to you all. Alright, well, you know, up front there's just a huge bitter kick. I believe that this actually has, yeah, 86 IBUs, as a matter of fact. So yeah, it's you know, very hop forward. There's an extreme, you know, amount of, like, you know, bitterness in this brew, but that is coupled very nicely with you know, a nice, you know, delicious caramel malt, you know, backbone, which you know, balances out quite nicely. And yeah, I must say that, you know, I really kind of enjoy, you know, these brews that, you know, kind of have these two extremes, you know, of, you know, real bitter hoppiness and, you know, really lovely, you know, sweet caramel malts as well. You know, it's very interesting, you know, this style. And when I have it, I always enjoy it, but, you know, to be honest, I'm not, you know, a huge fan of, you know, the hops. I'm definitely more a malt man. Alright, so I think that is I think that it is time that I actually had another sip. So yeah. Alright, well, it's certainly holding that taste profile. It's got a very, like, smooth mouthfeel. I would probably call it medium bodied. You know, it's definitely, you know, got a lot of body, but you know, it's not, you know, as thick and syrupy as you know, you might think a beer at you know, 9.4% ABV might be. Actually, it actually hides the you know, alcohol presence quite well. I wouldn't, unless I knew otherwise, I wouldn't think that this was a brew that was you know, 9.4%. I'd think it was something that was, like, you know, more around you know, 6 to, you know, 7% ABV. But yeah, the alcohol is quite well hidden on this one. Anyway, what would I say in terms of its drinkability? Well, it's a sipper, and it's a brew that, you know, you may only be able to enjoy 1 or 2 bottles of before, you know, you seek out something a little lighter. Because, yeah, I mean, definitely at, you know, 9.4% ABV, it's going to pack quite a punch, isn't it? It's not, you know, what I would call a session brew either. It's just, you know, I mean, let's be realistic, folks. You couldn't session this unless, you know, you wanted to end up in an ambulance. But anyway, it's still a very enjoyable brew. Something to, you know, savour on a day like today. Alright, so I think it's time I wrapped this up and gave it a score out of 10. Alright, but I must have one last gulp. Gee whiz, it's really something. And look at all that lovely lacing that it's leaving on the glass there. Yeah, the sign of a real quality brew. Alright, so all in all, it's a very enjoyable brew. Although admittedly it's not a style that I'm really that fond of, but you know, something that I do enjoy having you know, every now and then. I mean, I like you know, like I said earlier, I like you know, the kind of extremes that, you know, you're getting with this. You're getting this extreme hoppiness, but also coupled with that, you know, extremely sweet, caramely, you know, malty backbone that yeah, is really tasty. Alright, so in terms of a score out of 10, I've got to say it's probably an IPA, or double IPA, that I've really quite enjoyed, more so than some of the others that I've sampled, in fact. So I'd be more than happy to give it a 9.5 out of 10. So there you go, folks. A 9.5 out of 10 for Founders Double Trouble, double IPA. Check it out if you can get your hands on it. Well, those of you that live in Australia, or at least you know, in southeast Queensland, will know where to go, seeing I you know, dropped the name of the place that I actually bought it from. Alright, hopefully it is one that may show up at you know, Dan Murphy's or First Choice at sometime in the future as well. Anyway, that's it from me. So until next time, a huge cheers to you all, and fare thee well.